The ugly fruit, often marketed as the Jamaican Tangelo, is one of the very few fruits that entered international commerce without intentional breeding, agricultural planning, or structured horticulture. It simply appeared. In the early 20th century, local farmers in Jamaica encountered a citrus tree that did not resemble any recognized type. The fruit had a dramatically rough peel, sagging rind, irregularly shaped folds, and a green-gold color that made it visibly undesirable compared to the bright polished orange forms dominating international markets. But despite its appearance, the fruit was unusually aromatic, remarkably sweet, juicier than grapefruit, less acidic than orange, and notably easy to peel. One simple fact changed its fate: its unique flavor contradicted its appearance. The earliest records suggest the fruit likely emerged from a naturally occurring hybrid between a tangerine-type mandarin and a grapefruit or pomelo ancestor. This matters because citrus evolution rarely produces stable hybrids without human intervention. Yet Ugli did exactly that. Discovery and naming. Its first documented discovery happened around 1914 in St. Ann Parish, Jamaica. Farmers initially rejected it because the peel looked defective. The skin seemed diseased. Consumers assumed bitterness. Yet when foreign importers sampled it, they recognized immediate commercial potential because the flavor profile resembled a sweet mandarin but carried an aromatic acidity characteristic of larger citrus. Marketing executives decided its name would be its advantage. Rather than disguising its rugged appearance, they highlighted it. Thus, Ugli Fruit became a selling point, reverse aesthetic marketing. The strategy mirrored what happened later with ugly sweater branding, imperfect produce campaigns, and modern, imperfect foods. Ugli did it first. Botanical characteristics. The ugly fruit is biologically striking due to a combination of traits rarely seen together: thin, loose, wrinkled rind. Soft, easily separating segments. Low bitterness. Very high juice concentration. Small seed count. The peel is an evolutionary advantage. The loose rind means minimal energy spent forming a thick protective layer, indicating adaptation to humid tropical environments where hard shells are less necessary for survival. The interior is pale yellow to orange with a texture similar to satsuma. It is often seedless, but seeds occasionally appear depending on pollination factors. Its sugars register unusually high for a naturally emerging hybrid. This suggests that one of its unknown parental lines likely contained high fructose genetic tendencies. Why it became scientifically important. Citrus evolution is largely hybrid-based. Every common citrus is actually a branch of earlier species. Traditionally recognized parental citrus groups include pure mandarins, pomelos, citrons. Everything else, including oranges, grapefruits, and tangelos, result from hybridization events. Ugli Fruit represents one of the few documented natural hybrids that emerged unplanned. Stabilized genetically, produced commercially viable offspring, displayed uniform fruiting consistency. Its genomic stability is rare. Because of this, Ugli has become a reference organism in hybrid research, particularly in analyzing dominant flavor genes affecting sweetness, peel thickness, and enzymatic acidity reduction. Researchers studying bitterness-reducing alleles in citrus peel use Ugli as a comparative specimen to track genetic expression. The cultural layer. Unlike fruits tied to mythology, ceremony, or ancient cultivation, Ugli's cultural journey is modern, economic, and pragmatic. It did not enter cuisine through royalty or festivals. Instead, it entered through trade. Its symbolism became tied to natural mutation, unpredictability, acceptance of aesthetic imperfection, uniqueness within standardization. Most citrus today undergo polishing, wax coating, uniform grading, and deliberate bright coloration. Ugli rejected this paradigm. Its rough skin implicitly challenged commercial beauty standards. Consumers willingly purchased something imperfect purely on taste merit. In this way, Ugli Fruit foreshadowed contemporary cultural critiques of artificial appearance perfection. Flavor significance. Describing Ugli's taste requires triangulation: not as sweet as mandarin, not as acidic as grapefruit, not as bitter as pomelo. Instead, the fruit expresses a rare middle ground: sweet-leaning complex citrus aroma without palate fatigue. Modern chefs often highlight its floral undertone, spicy bitterness in the rind oils, clear finish sweetness. Its juice contains unusually aromatic terpenes, giving it a perfumed afternote. In professional tasting comparisons, Ugli is frequently perceived as lighter than grapefruit yet deeper than tangerine. Why it remains rare. Despite commercial interest, Ugli Fruit never scaled globally. Not because of taste, but because of 1. Unpredictable crop scale. Trees often yield irregular volumes. 2. Highly perishable rind. Wrinkled peel loses moisture faster. 3. Visual inconsistency. Each fruit looks different. 4. Competition with genetically engineered sweetness. Seedless mandarins dominated the market. Modern supermarkets prefer uniform size, shiny peel, seedless segments, stable shelf life. Ugli refuses all four. Modern agricultural relevance. Today, Ugli remains a genetic model, A niche export, a specialty seasonal crop. Most production stays in Jamaica, where micro-orchards practice minimal chemical interference, making Ugli closer to wild-type citrus than mass-produced varieties. Researchers now trace Ugli Fruit genetics to identify which genes reduce bitterness pathways in pomelo-derived lines. This matters because bitterness suppression through selective breeding affects consumer acceptance. Child-friendly citrus. Commercial demand curves. Ugli provides naturally expressed low bitterness without heavy hybrid manipulation. Philosophical lens. When viewed symbolically, Ugli demonstrates something deeper. Beauty and commercial appeal are not inherently linked. Imperfection, when authentic, becomes identity rather than flaw. The fruit visually contradicts its interior nature. It teaches a subtle agricultural lesson. An organism optimized for flavor does not need visual perfection to survive economically. The market historically believed otherwise. Ugli disproved it. Ugli Fruit is not simply an agricultural curiosity. It is a biological anomaly that quietly influenced citrus breeding discussions for decades. It embodies natural hybridization, scientific mystery, cultural contrast, and sensory surprise. Modern consumers encounter fruits engineered into visual perfection. Ugli remains a reminder that flavor evolution isn't governed by symmetry. It grew first, looked imperfect, tasted superior, and built a market around authenticity, not artifice.